Hi guys, welcome to the Averag3 podcast where I'm your co-host for today, Joel, and with my other co-host,
Kasey,
Ethan.
And today we're going to be talking about wealth, fame, power. Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, obtained this and everything else this world had to offer, and his dying words drove countless souls to the sea. You want my treasure? You can have it. I left everything I gathered together in one place. Now you just have to find it. These words lured men into the Grand Line in pursuit of dreams greater than they dared ever to imagine. This is a time known as the Great Pirate Era.
Come aboard and sing along all your hopes and dreams.
Together we will find everything that we're looking for.
One Piece! Okay, so we're starting.
Woo! Welcome to the second episode, guys. As you can tell, today we're talking about One Piece, the greatest anime ever known to mankind. One peak fiction. God.
Now, me, like anybody else, I was terrified to start the series, specifically because of the episode count. And until I lost a bet to Mr. Joel here, that I started it, and then I'm now like, it's been like...
Guys, he was like...
I was sleeping on it hard.
Down in it so hard, bro. Like, oh my god, it's so long. Oh my god, I don't know.
I was in the same boat. I was in the same boat.
It's just about pirates. And then, he lost a bet.
Pirates on a boat.
Like a little loser. And now he's risen it up just as much as I am.
And I think what's really funny is everybody I've seen that hates on One Piece hasn't watched it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you notice, I've seen those memes I send you all the time where it's like that. Oh, One Piece is trash, and then it's like the JJK episode where the guy's like eyes is awakened when he's in that domain expansion by Gojo. That's literally every of you guys that's like, oh my god, One Piece is trash, and they get through all of East Blue.
Yeah, which is what we're talking about today.
East Blue Saga!
East Blue Saga. We gotta start somewhere, and especially with the live-action adaptation of it, I think we're all kind of refreshed on what happened.
Yes.
Kinda.
I mean...
I'm still in the middle of it, but yeah.
I'm in the middle of it, but I mean, like, in terms of, like, accuracy, I give it, like, a 5 out of 10.
It's not very accurate, but again, it's an adaptation, and I think for what it was trying to be...
very good.
Yeah,
very
phenomenal adaptation,
Oh, yeah.
and especially if you're trying to make it more real, you do feel more of the emotions of the characters because it's like actual people.
It broke the anime live adaptation curse, bro.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. The CGI wasn't that bad for like Devil Fruit powers. It wasn't that bad.
There were some rough portions, but it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't, and that's what I'm saying. For Devil Fruit powers, for a live adaptation, wasn't bad at all.
Correct.
Loved it.
Very,
By the
very
way,
good.
too, guys,
I finished it.
side note, we all have our swords.
We do all have swords
we
in
do.
our hands right now.
I have Shisui, which sword do you have?
I'm not in Wano, so I don't know.
Oh,
that's
actually
that's Logetown, isn't it?
No, this isn't Logtown. This is in Wano. He has Enma, guys. Enma, the king of hell. And Kasey, which sword do you have today?
I have the classic, my personal favorite, the Wado Ichimonji.
Exactly, the sword that goes in Zoro's mouth. So
let's start from episode 1.
Start from the beginning, yeah. Colby, best boy Colby.
Indeed.
I like Colby. Colby, my boy.
Who doesn't like Colby? Honestly, he went from a puny little rat to being a captain. So
Imagine, bro.
He had one of the best glow ups ever.
For real,
dude.
And for One Piece.
Dude!
Yeah,
for real, he did. Even Himeppo had a glow too.
Himeppo is really funny though. I for some reason in the anime I just have an active hatred for him, and I think it's because you're supposed to. And you're
supposed to. They make his character annoying on purpose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to. And there's a lot of characters that's very good at making you hate the characters that they want to antagonize.
Alvida kind of introduction arc. You know?
Yeah,
that's
pretty
kind of
much.
what I like to call it, even though it's not really an arc.
It's like a fight.
Yeah.
And then
like a fight scene,
you also get like
off.
Shanks and Luffy's real backstory.
Shanks.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, he's so dope. I love Shanks.
Oh, who doesn't love Shanks?
Exactly.
But yeah,
you're lame if you don't like Shanks.
Exactly. But let's get back to Alvida. Currently, I'm the one that's caught up in the group. Almost caught up. I have from right now, I have about 50 more episodes left to actually catch up to the actual anime.
I'm nearing the end of Skypia.
I just started Skypia.
So, yeah. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on, the whole Alvida introduction, Colby introduction, and how we get to, the whole Axan Morgan arc.
Alright.
I think it was cool, especially since you saw two entirely different dreams, and that kind of brings upon the whole, that brings upon the whole, symbolism, not symbolism, but, the deeper meaning of One Piece's story, which is all about, chasing your hopes and your dreams. And especially seeing two people completely determined, but on completely opposite sides of the game, just have a friendship, and then, I like how Luffy forces Kobe to become his enemy, almost in a way. I think that's really powerful. And also, Meppo.
Yeah, to kind of go off your point, it's weird because you have one kid that wants to be a fleet admiral for the Navy, take down pirates, and you have a kid who wants to become the king of the pirates. And this kid that wants to become the king of the pirates, Luffy, literally helps, like how you said, literally helps this kid to basically rival him someday, to rival him at one point. And that's what I really like. Luffy doesn't want to become the king of the pirates because he's oh, I want the power, I want the fame. He doesn't want any of that. He just wants to be the freest man on the seas. And literally, that's what he's doing. He's becoming the freest man.
That's why I respect Luffy a bit, because yes, he acts stupid, but he has stupid, humble traits that it just works with his character, and it works with the story and all.
Let's get real. If the MC of the anime ain't stupid, he ain't the MC.
Oh, yeah, that is
facts.
facts.
That's fact.
That's a good point, because you've got to see an MC grow, and I think that's the most important part of an anime. I mean, there's a lot of anime where the side characters carry, and I mean, in One Piece, the side characters are some of the, personally the best, but I think the MC really is the most powerful in this. I mean, there's a reason that it's gotten so many episodes. There's a reason that I think it just broke sales of Harry Potter, that it's now the highest grossing piece of fiction.
It is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
just
is.
recently.
Yeah, it just passed Harry Potter.
And this is why it's considered one peak. So.
One peak.
But yeah. So you have a kid who's basically chasing his dreams, right? And, wanting to become the Pirate King. And kind of going off of your point where, the MC's supposed to grow. You really see Luffy, I mean, just even in Skypia, you really see him grow as a captain. At first, he's just kind of oh, I want a crew, let's go sail, let's go. He thinks everything's going to be so easy, peachy keen. And he gets tested on his strengths, he gets tested on his, on his respect as a captain. Captain that doesn't have respect from its crew is destined to fall apart. And, that's the cool thing. And even after Whole Cake Island, you see Luffy tell Jinbei, oh, I'm your captain now. Don't die on me. You listen to me now. And that is a really good point about, Luffy growing and the MC growing.
I think, honestly, there's a lot of Luffy's growth even with just in, Alabasta.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, there's a major.
You see just him change in general, and I think that part happens a lot because of just how much time he's spending around, his crew. How much time, he becomes a bit more smart because, Nami kind of forces him to. Which, by the way, I thought it was kind of strange that, the first character we really see is Nami. But
I mean, I get it because she's a navigator.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah,
and
she's a navigator, and then what eventually happens in Arlong Park.
Yeah, pretty much. So that makes sense. You that should really kind of be your first crewmate is
a navigator.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, because
Was it? No, but it should be.
I mean, the swordsman is fine, and then you get to Nami.
Yeah, the right hand.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. But yeah, one of your first ever crewmates should be a navigator.
That's true, and it was. It was like
It was.
the
It
OG
really
three.
was.
Yeah, so the big three of One Piece.
Correct.
The big three of One Piece. But anyways, let's get back to Colby. Best boy.
We love him.
We love him. A
I do.
man who was basically a slave on a pirate ship.
He wasn't just a slave. He was a slave to the most beautiful captain ever.
I think as well. I think that entire introduction was just. I think it was really good for the reason being it established how goofy some of Oda's characters are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it really
Who's
set.
the most beautiful captain on the seas? Not you. Not you. You butt ugly, bro. Not even
Dude.
Blackbeard will bang your booty cheeks.
I mean, later on,
She ate
Yeah.
a devil fruit, though.
She ate a devil
she
fruit.
Ate a devil fruit.
But-
We're talking about
She got
OG
plastic
her.
surgery.
Literally. She got
Devil
plastic
fruit?
surgery through a devil fruit.
Devil fruit surgery, bro. Of course.
Devil fruit surgery.
Which-
room shambles.
Ooh.
You guys get the joke. Please tell me you get the joke.
No.
No.
You guys don't know that. You guys don't know that Law's a surgeon.
Well, no, we haven't met Law yet.
Yeah, we're not even there.
But y'all should have seen clips and everything.
I know, I've seen the whole hand thing. That's
Yeah,
why
but
I
he's a
recognized
surgeon.
it.
That's like he could chop people up, and with his room ability and switch things up. He's a doctor.
I didn't
He's
know
literally
that.
a doctor.
2 doctors on the crew. Interesting.
No. Law's not on the crew. Law's a separate pirate captain.
They're enemies.
He kind of, sort of.
I know, he's a friend.
He's the captain of the Heart Pirates. Yeah, so.
Interesting.
But so basically that covers most of Velveeta. I really love the whole gum pistol art. Boom, punches her sends it flying. That was so satisfying.
It's so good.
So good. And then they run off and they go to Captain Axehand's Morgan territory.
And I think we get a little bit of Luffy's backstory at that point too.
We kind of do.
A little bit, yeah.
We do. We kind of get that whole backstory of him and Shanks and what really drove him to be a pirate, you know? So I really think that was beautiful, Shanks kind of going on that, oh, you're too young, everybody has their own turn, everybody has their time, just wait patiently for it. And then...
True that.
Luffy.
I think, especially with him stabbing himself in the
I was gonna
eye,
just say
like
that.
as a child,
yeah,
bro.
I was gonna say that, Luffy's determination started at a young age when he is willing to take a knife to his eye and just be like, Shanks, you, stab him in the eye.
So real. You don't know what I realized. Shanks did not have to lose his arm because he was already strong at that point. I just think he just wanted to show Luffy that he's willing to give up something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't really think that was it. I think just the Sea King caught him off guard. Because he noticed right when the arm came off, that's when he uses his hockey. And that's when the Sea King goes away. I think it just really caught him off guard. I don't think that's I mean, yeah, you could say that was because later on he does say when people ask him about it, oh, it's just a bet I placed for the future.
Yeah, that's what I based it off of.
He just kind of did
Okay.
do that. But, I mean, at first we don't know any of that because he doesn't really do any of that. So it just kind of shows the significance that, act dumb, you get dumb fucking consequences,
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can put others in harm's way. I
Okay.
think that was the first lesson that we learned from that. Was be smart. But anyways, so we get to, Axel Morgan. And we meet... Oh, shit. And we meet
He's so happy about this.
the King of Hell, the Pirate Hunter, Roradora Zoro.
I loved his introduction.
Oh my
Dude, it was
God.
nice.
Oh my god, love that man.
Men being
Love
crucified,
that.
basically. I was just like, I don't know what this is supposed to symbolize, but I think it's really funny the way they tied him up.
You know
Save
what
it.
kind of going on, once we get more into it? I mean, it kind of is a far stretch, and I don't want to be one of those fans that literally take everything as a symbolism or foreshadowing.
No, yeah.
But that really kind of foreshadowed him being the King of Hell.
That's
In a way,
That's a good point.
he's being crucified. He's literally crucified early on, and he literally says I'm the pirate hunter, and how the pirates are all afraid of him and everything, and he has that
I'm not
kind
one of you.
Yeah, kind of has like that demon aura to his like senses. Like fights like a demon, you know. And it's like I'll cut anything in my path to get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so. You know, what were your thoughts on that? You know, what were your thoughts on the Zoro introduction? What were your thoughts on, you know, the Himeppo introduction, Accent Morgan fight? What were your thoughts on everything?
Himeppo-san. So... no, okay. Honestly, it's been a while since I remember starting the original 5 episodes long before I started... like actually watching One Piece, so bringing up the live action again because that was more recent. Dude, the full nudity. He met both butt cheeks. I don't know what they did with that.
The way it jiggled,
shout out.
The way it jiggled. Oh my god, it still haunts my memory.
Hey, there was no dialogue at all. It was just.
No.
It's just him playing with Watto, just fucking.
I need to look up that actor's name because I need to give that man credit. He is such a good role in that. He plays Himeppo like perfectly.
Bro, very perfectly.
You know what? Himeppo is just annoying as.
Which I think that's kind of how it should be. I think that was like one of the rare cases where you get those characters that are supposed to be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
They just aren't annoying. They're just. That's how the creator wanted them to be, just pure annoying, and that's kind of what he did. You know, when the little girl brings the onigiri to I think it was to Zoro, right? That happened in the anime too.
Yes.
The onigiri to Zoro, and then she runs into Himeppo, and Himeppo basically like drops it. Right?
Yeah.
And he gets mad at the girl, and he's gonna like punish the girl, and then that's when Zoro gets involved,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how Zoro gets crucified.
Aiden
Yay!
Scott. Aiden Scott, that's who plays Himeppo. I gotta give shout outs to
Yeah.
that man.
You know what? I just want to share my thoughts on the whole Zoro introduction. Him being crucified when you first see him, I was just my first initial
introduction, but okay.
You know what? You're right.
It's basically the Zoro introduction. Let's be.
That's
honest.
what I remember
Because
it
that's
as.
when him and Luffy become like. The
No,
gang.
Luffy sees him in the bar.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Luffy sees him in the bar,
Forgot
and
about
Luffy
the bar.
decides he wants him to be his like crewmate.
Yep, completely forgot about the bar.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
I
where
thought
the
that was
onigiri
I thought
thing
that was
takes
only
place.
in the
No, he sees him in the bar.
in
This
anime.
food is amazing.
Yeah,
It's been a fat minute, so I don't
believe
remember.
so. I'm pretty sure.
No, I
That
don't
happened
think
in the
so.
live action at least, so at least we're talking about.
At least we're talking about something.
Yeah.
At least we're talking about
But anyways, let's just say it did. If it didn't, don't give us crap for it.
You know,
okay?
no.
Little-
That's what it was. That's what it was.
You little One Piece correctors. Don't give us anything for it. Don't give me anything for it. I'm 1,000 plus episodes into it. Okay.
Fair
So
enough.
give me a break.
I think we all deserve right. But also, Nami happens at that point, doesn't she? Or was
no,
it?
that was
it
only in live
action.
action. That was only in live action. But anyways,
It
was good in live
about the Zoro.
No, I remember how it happened. So, Luffy walks in with Colby, and then he hears about the incident, and because everyone's all silent, and he's wondering, okay, what's going on here in the anime? And I vividly remember somebody telling him about Ronara Zoro, and he's like, oh, he's a swordsman, right, or something? And, all right, let's go talk to this Zoro. Then they said, oh, he's being executed. He's like, oh, let's go save him. Let's talk to him.
I don't know. I think he sees him first. Because Luffy doesn't know anybody. Luffy doesn't care about competition now, so he doesn't pay attention to anybody.
That's fair.
So I don't think like he would even really care at that point unless he actually saw him. So I think at one point he does see him, cross paths with him at least once in the anime. But anyways, yeah. So we get to the whole where Zoro's 7 days comes up, and you know where the girl tries to feed him the onigiri on the cross, and he says no. But then he asks like Luffy to like feed it to him, and Luffy does. And Luffy's like, hey, join my crew. And then Zoro's like, you know I'm a pirate hunter, right? He's like, I know, G. He's like, just trade sides. Just swap. You can still hunt pirates?
Yeah.
You can still hunt pirates?
And I mean, since you're being hunted by the Marines at that point, he's like, he doesn't
might
really
as
have
well.
any other choice.
Yeah, it's like, would you rather death and give up on your dream, or would you rather come with me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really feel like that's like Luffy's whole purpose.
Mhm.
Is that he kind of saves people from like their like demise, and he like helps them get to their goals, or at least sets them on track.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's really like the whole thing with Luffy, and the whole Zoro thing is like Zoro's like, hey man, like Zoro's kind of like the one where he makes the tough decisions
Mhm.
for the
That's a good
crew.
point.
He's kind of like, you know, he keeps Luffy on track. Because let's just be real, Luffy is just one big goofball.
He is. It's a
a
lovable
great point.
goofball.
Yeah, just one big goofball.
And I think especially it helps with Zoro, especially making the hard decisions with his backstory.
Oh yeah.
With Kuina and
Kuina.
the best sword.
You know, there's a theory on Kuina.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Commander Taishigi
Yeah,
later.
It does make sense. It does make sense.
For those who do not know the theory goes like this: when they're in Logtown, and he meets the captain for Smoker. What's her name again? Taishigi.
I believe. If I got it wrong.
Taishigi, whatever. You know, he meets her, and they're talking, and he's thinking to himself, "Damn, she even talks like her. She even looks like her." Like, and he even tells her, he's like, "Stop copying her." He's like, "Stop copying her," and he kind of just runs off. And you know, there's a thing because with Zoro's backstory, he basically mystically gets on this island. We know nothing of his parents or anything, or how he even got there. And he starts training at this dojo. He goes in and challenges everybody because he wants the dojo to be his. And Kuina just like,
No.
she's like, try me. And then so they have a battle, and I think they battle over like 2,000 times. And even when he was training, he loses every single battle.
Dude, he was
Which
what?
helped him. Which helped him create 3 sword style.
It really did.
He
Which,
literally
by the way,
trained-
at that young of an age, holding entire boulders by like your jaw, like that's impressive.
That's crazy, bro. That jaw
Okay.
strength is crazy.
So Zoro went from 30 sword style to 10 sword style to
3.
to 3.
Literally. But yeah. And so they kind of, like, over the grace of, like, their battles, they kind of become best friends. And they actually do become best friends. And, you know, Kuina kind of cries and vents to Zoro because Zoro's like... Zoro cries and vents to her because he's like, I can't beat you, I don't know. And Kuina cries saying that, oh, you know, you have it lucky, you're a man, so people are going to acknowledge you as a swordsman. They're not going to acknowledge me as a swordsman because I'm a woman.
I think
Yeah,
that part
that-
specifically is probably the most powerful piece and the piece that made me really enjoy that backstory.
Yeah,
'cause
that
she
really
was
was.
like, Zoro, you're lucky to be a man, whereas I can't be a swordsman because I'm a woman.
And also
I'm
why
like,
I think
damn.
Zoro and Luffy get along so well because
Mhm.
that's Zoro's instance of telling somebody to chase their dream.
Which I really love Zoro's and Sanji's rivalry for that. Because Zoro is like, everyone should be treated equal, you know, so I don't care if I'm fighting a woman, I don't care if I'm fighting a man, it's going to be the same outcome. Sanji's just like, oh, you can't touch a woman, women are delicate, you have to treat them with kindness no matter if they're trying to hurt you or not. But a man, he's like, men are supposed to be tough, men are supposed to fight their battles, so boom. And I think that's what really causes a lot of their rivalry and a lot of like their like aches and everything. But
It's
yeah.
two different ways of kind of growing up.
Yeah, you got chivalry versus equality. One, you got two going at it. But yeah, but about the backstory for Zoro. So yeah, that happens. And I feel like that was really an emotional scene because Queen is bawling her eyes out, saying that, Zoro, you're lucky. I can't become a swordsman, even though if I can, no one's going to acknowledge me. Even if I'm the greatest swordsman, no one will acknowledge me as that. And then Zoro pledges to become the greatest swordsman on her behalf, or she becomes the greatest swordsman on his behalf, if like one of them gets to that point. And then all of a sudden, the next morning, Queen is dead because she fell down some stairs.
Okay, that was.
I call that.
Come
yes,
on, man.
Fell down some stairs.
Come on,
She
man.
fell downstairs. I do
Down-
not believe that for a minute.
Down the stairs, bro.
Holding a sword, apparently. Like,
down the
Okay.
stairs. For real.
It is needed to be emotional, but at the same time, like down the stairs.
You know-
I could have thought of something more interesting. Like
Crazy, bro.
maybe she was
Crazy.
hiding some disease or something. Like
That, or maybe
Yeah.
like someone in the dojo killed her, something like that.
I love you, Oda, but like, come on.
No,
Stairs?
my theory is eventually. My theory is even though we're never gonna get it, it's probably just gonna be left that she fell downstairs. Someone pushed her down the stairs.
Yeah.
And she broke her neck or something. That's the only possibility I could think of.
Could have been the dad.
Down the thing. No, I don't think it was the dad. I think because the dad really loved and cared for her. I think it was just someone in the dojo that had a vengeful spite, maybe, and they pushed her downstairs, and probably one of the stairs snapped like her vertebrae or like her neck, something like that.
You could even say it was sabotage.
God damn it, Chris. God damn it. You know about Sabo, but you don't know about Law?
Well, yeah, because I heard the name Sabo and I heard the name Law, but I don't know anything about either of them.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, Buggy.
We get to the theory now that you guys know the backstory. We get to the theory of the Tashigi and Kuina. So, the theory goes like this. Kuina didn't die. She just forgot her memory. Somehow she escaped like the death and everything and ran off because she lost her memory. But there were two things she remembered. Was that her swordsmanship and that she's like, hey, just because I'm a woman, don't treat me, don't take it easy on me. Mm-hmm. So there's a theory based off that whole interaction in Logtown that basically Tashigi is Kuina, just her forgotten memory, forgot her name, and was given that name by someone else. And she went in the Navy, and that's why she studies swords so much. Luffy does the, you're my friend now, we're having soft tacos later. And then they go off, and then we can't forget the scene where the Navy salutes them. After meeting Axan Morgan, the Navy salutes them and everything.
That was powerful.
Yeah, and then
especially Morgan.
Yeah, and then Morgan didn't salute them.
No, especially Morgan, how they hated Morgan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
everybody hated Morgan.
That was pretty cool. And then when they're not interrogating Luffy, but they're asking Luffy like if Kobe's part of his crew, and he starts like talking a bunch of like shite on Kobe, like this little weakling. Nah, you ain't my crew. Like he's like just helping him out, but like totally dog crapping him,
dissing him, but like for a good reason.
Bro went on a diss track, but more of like a loyal track. Loyal track. But yeah. So yeah, and then that's pretty much the end. And Zoro and Luffy ride off into the sunset, go chasing their dreams. And I feel like that's a cool thing. Is like everybody on the crew has their own ambition and does their own thing. But as later on as the anime goes, they do their own thing, but not because for themselves. They do their own thing to get everybody to their goal. Like Nami's like, I want to become the best navigator in the world because I love navigating. Later on, she's like, I want to become the best navigator because I want to get Luffy to where he wants to go. Zoro, I want to be the greatest swordsman because of my best friend. Now it's, I want to become the greatest swordsman because of my best friend and because my captain needs me. So it's really cool, like how Luffy has that touching power. Mm-hmm. But let's get back on topic.
Mm-hmm.
And
you just mentioned her.
Talk about
Mommy
Nami.
Wait.
God bless your soul.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Mommy Nami. Alright? So, we get to... Where was Buggy's hideout stationed again?
What?
It was in wherever the town was that they were all at, right? That he just...
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the
Buggy's
town.
Hideout.
I forgot
Buggy's hideout.
Oh yeah, it was Buggy's
hideout.
Yeah,
Buggy's hideout.
Yeah. I originally hated Buggy, but I think...
Really?
I hated him. I don't know why.
I liked him.
I thought he was really annoying. I'm like, I don't know what it is. But then after watching a few more episodes and everything, I think his biggest peak is obviously as the first enemy.
Right? Oh yeah, the first kind of arc-ish.
But then he obviously he's a revisiting character. But I think he was definitely the best in the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's where he peaked. And the anime, and Showtime wise, that's where he peaked. Buggy, there's not much to say. There's a clown on the boat.
Yeah, I think it's good.
That kind of wants to become the Pirate King as well, but not really.
I like how he has a little urge against Shanks and just
Shanks Law.
Shanks. Also, I believe it's the chop fruit, isn't it?
Chop.
Yeah.
I don't know any of them in Japanese, So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say chop fruit.
You know,
fruit.
chop fruit.
Yeah. Chop.
I like it. I think it serves its purpose really well in that battle.
It's a really good devil fruit to have.
It is.
And
really
also-
is.
Zoro was such a Chad in that fight.
Oh.
Dude,
When he carries Luffy from the cage, bro, he's just like,
yeah, must have rolled a nat 20 on his strength check to
Bro.
literally shift an entire cannon.
Literally.
And then Nami's just like, nah, screw you, I'm lighting it.
We can't not talk about Buggy's Island without talking about the dog. And how Luffy grabbed the dog. He's like,
The dog! Give me the key! Give me the key!
I love that dog. That dog has more loyalty than most people nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That dog is loyal. That dog should what everybody aspire to be. Not Luffy, not Zoro. Be the dog.
Correct.
Be the dog.
The dog's backstory
Be the
hit
Perro.
us harder than
The dog's
Everybody
backstory
else's,
is
honestly.
the saddest backstory of all.
It is.
Let's
There's
be
no
honest.
debate. There's no debate there. What was his name? He has a name.
I don't know.
Dog.
I don't remember. Dog.
Dog.
Yeah.
Loyal dog.
Loyal dog.
Loyal dog.
Loyal dog.
LD.
Yeah. What ship did they set out on? They just set out on some random ship.
Yeah,
They
just
said
a
it was
random-
boat. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
no name for it.
Mhm. But yeah,
But
I think also Buggy's crew getting introduced was nice. The Beast Tamer is an interesting dude. I forgot his name. And then there's the swordman on the unicycle.
Oh,
I-
I forgot about
I
that. dude.
liked him and Zoro's fight
So I forget
because it
how
was a
in
nice
the-
intro.
in the live action when they do that. The knife throwing dude on the unicycle. He mentions that Zoro captured and turned in his brother.
Mhm.
Hmm?
This
Did that happen in the anime?
I don't
Mm.
remember it. I'm not the person to ask about that though.
Did that
Yeah,
happen in the anime or in the
no.
manga?
Yeah.
'Cause I know you more
We'll-
read than watch.
We'll figure it out after. But
No, I watched more One Piece than read it. I'm gonna.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you read it more.
No, I just ended up watching it.
Okay. Anyways, we don't know if that happens, but they just got beef and then they just kind of fight.
they wanted to throw hands.
Yeah, and throw swords. and knives.
Yeah, actually, good point.
Throw
Throw
swords
blades.
and knives. There you go.
Yeah.
Throw steel.
Real.
They throw steel.
Just throw
Clang.
steel back at each other, clank clank.
But yeah, so then we get to Nami and how she's a whole thief for pirates and everything, and she tells them, "Hey, I'm a thief for pirates. Want to join me?" And you're like, "Well, we're pirates." You know, like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like my
Like-
bad pimp.
my bad, pimp, but we're pirates, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like how Nami's character was introduced as, I don't want to help you. I just want to take my treasure, okay? Okay. And then it goes, okay, I'll help you. Next island. All right, bye. I got your treasure.
Literally, she just
She
dips.
keeps trying. She's just very treasure focused, and I think that is a very good way to start out a character, especially with like a gag or something like that.
But that was because of what's it called? That's because of a certain like you
Arlong,
said,
yeah.
certain character Arlong. The whole how she's raising money to free her village. But that's for another topic.
Yeah.
So
That's for
Nami
later.
and everything decides to chill out with them for a while before the whole Arlong reveal and before she's technically forced to be a pirate, kind of like Colby. We come to
Usopp, right?
Usopp.
Yeah.
Surupu Village.
Surupa Village. Usopp.
Okay, this is one arc that I will say the live action kind of missed on. I like the horror aspect that they took with Kuro, but overall, Kaya and Usopp's relationship in the anime is so much better. I like how he's like still technically not allowed in the palace, right, but goes up and like helps her anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. I kind of disagree. I feel like Syrup Village in the live action was pretty close
It was
to
close.
the anime.
It was very
because
close. I
Usopp
just
wasn't
liked
still
the end of it.
allowed in the thing. Their relationship in the live action was kind of more like a crush. You can kind of tell.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
more crushy.
Oh,
like,
it is?
Oh, I like you. You like
Okay.
me.
yeah.
But in the anime, it's more like they're just best friends.
Yeah, that's what I took
And
it
in
as.
the
I think
anime,
that's
they're
good.
just more best friends, and he's just really trying to help out someone that's sick and alone, just like how he is.
The anime also gave more screen time to Mary, but that's because they could.
The going merry.
Going to Mary.
But yeah. So yeah, and then
I like Syrup Village.
let's talk about Captain Kuro. What are
the
your
boy.
thoughts on Catman?
I mean,
You know, we have we have Catwoman. Let's talk about Catman.
I mean, obviously after Usopp's whole pirates, pirates, and like his dad being a sharpshooter and his mom dying and everything, I think that was such a good setup for what Kuro eventually does.
Well, yeah,
He's
what's
like,
gonna
it's the
happen.
boy who cried wolf. Nobody will believe him.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, this is good writing.
Honestly, Kuro was very well thought out. You know, he was kind of like a master man. You know, a man with a plan.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first,
he really was.
A
the
man
first
with a plan.
mastermind, the
Yeah.
first person I think that really got Luffy.
Yeah,
out there.
he's really a
Really
man
challenged
with a
him.
plan. And you know, I really love the fight scene. I really love the fight scene.
Their fight scene was really good.
Really good. The way how he kind of does like that, kind of like that Dragon Ball Z kind of shing shing shing, like kind of moves everywhere.
Oh, with his sway.
Yeah. When he starts to sway and he starts to be like agile like a cat, that was pretty cool. And Zoro just saying, "No, you ain't gonna do that, kid."
Yeah, and I think one of my favorite parts is just the attention to detail with pushing up his glasses with his palm
Like
to make sure, and like that build
To
up
make
was
sure he doesn't
nice.
scratch his face.
Yeah, I think that was just nice. That was a nice little
Touch.
foreshadowing.
It's not just that. What I didn't expect from Kuro is he doesn't give a damn about his crew. He didn't care whatever it was his
But to
crew
be
or
fair, most captains really don't.
yeah. I didn't. I
Most
wasn't going to
pirates
argue
really
that
don't.
at all.
Yeah, most pirates really don't.
But I was just okay. Damn, he really doesn't care. Nice.
Yeah, very villain-esque, and I liked.
Yeah, I really
dug that.
And then we get to arguably the best ship of the One Piece crew, the Going Merry.
Mm-hmm.
That whole
I like how it was like Mary's passion project, and then he realized like what his life's goal was, so he gave it to somebody who knew they would give it a name.
literally.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love how they just instantly accepted Usopp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh my god, Usopp's like, no, I shouldn't go.
Well, no, it's funny because Usopp starts saying bye, and Zoro's the one's like, "What do you mean bye? Like, hop on."
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean?
What do
You're
you
one of
mean?
us,
You're
bro.
one of us, bro. Like, you're a brother now.
You fight with us,
Literally-
you're one of us.
Literally, the only minority Zoro accepted. Literally, the only minority Zoro accepted. You know, that's facts. So, anyways, yeah, and then I really just love how they're all like, Luffy's just chilling on the railing, and he's just like, "What do you mean? Get on the ship right now. We're leaving."
You're one of us.
And Usopp's like, "No, I can't go. I gotta protect the village. I can't go."
I have to protect Kyle. No,
No.
I can't. Okay, grabs a backpack 3 times the size of him.
Literally. And
packs his
they're
house.
They're like, "All right, bro, we're leaving then. Bye." And he's like, "Wait,
no,
wait,
actually,
I want to come with you." Yeah,
the
literally.
final mission of the Usopp
Literally,
Pirates.
I want to come with you. Oh, the 3 little kids.
Yeah.
I love those kids.
No, they
Those kids. I love
It
those
really
kids.
characterized Usopp a little bit. I think mainly as like the big liar, and I like how even in Arlong Park, Luffy's like, I don't know how to lie, and Usopp's just like, hey,
I
Shut
got
up.
you.
shut up.
Yeah, I got you, my boy. And then, so yeah, and then that's pretty much Syrup Village. They go off on the Going Merry, and they go to the Barrier, right?
Yay!
Yeah, we get to the damn cook, curly brows.
Hey, the
Boo.
person I'm currently dressed up as.
Boo!
Is this just gonna be a going thing
It's
in
gonna
every
be a going
episode
thing.
that you just disagree with me?
Boo!
Sanji!
I feel like Sanji's your favorite character.
He is.
And my favorite character is Zoro.
I know, but I think one of
We're a great crew.
Yeah, see, we gotta have that rivalry.
I think the rivalry is what sparks such my love for both of them, though.
Boo.
And I
you
think-
can only choose one.
No, I choose Sanji
I
personally.
hate you.
What?
Guys, ridicule him. right
Wow,
now.
really?
Ridicule him in the
All those
comments.
loyal fans.
In the comments.
Personally, the reason I choose Sanji is because he's got that gag to him, right? The whole, like, oh my god, Nami Schwan! The whole simp aspect
Yeah,
of
the whole
it,
simp aspect.
right? Trying to rizz up every girl he sees. That running gag, though, establishes just a nice thing for the character, and then also, he's badass. I like how he's He's very much like a surgeon. He's very much like a cook, obviously.
How the fuck is Sanji a surgeon?
No, he's very much like a surgeon in the fact that you don't want to damage your hands.
Yeah. Because he needs him to cook.
Because the thing about surgeons is you'll see all of them have what I call weak handshakes. Because whenever you shake their hands, they're very particular about not damaging their hands.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean now. Okay.
Yeah, and I like how Sanji considers cooking such high priority that he doesn't want to damage his hands, and he follows after his savior, Red Leg Zeph, after that, and kicks people. And
Just beats the shit out of people with his feet.
Don't-
Basically, feet finder, but with violence.
yeah,
Literally.
fair enough.
Do not waste food with this man.
No, yeah.
Do not waste food.
He will literally, like, mess you up.
Oh, I love Sanji's backstory so much, though.
I really love the scene where he's just literally he disrespects that one lieutenant or whatever,
Yeah.
but he's
He's
like
"Yes,
taking,
madam."
taking such like care of his like girlfriend or whatever that was there.
Making sure to serve good soup.
Yeah, and then he just kicks the freaking lieutenant, bro. Bah!
Goofy.
Literally, and then it's funny when he sees Nami Swan come in.
Nami
And he's serving wine, and the guy's like, can you fill it up, please? And he's like, serve it yourself. And he goes up to them, and then he just starts, like, whizzing up Nami. But, like,
What a fine
horribly.
maiden we have
Also,
here.
I forgot the name of the blue-haired dude from Baratier, but I loved him. He was really
The
cool.
buff dude?
Yeah,
the,
the
the,
big-
the Frankie arm dude?
Yeah, basically.
Frankie arms?
The first incident of Frankie Arms.
Literally.
I really liked
that
him.
dude. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
his name.
I did too. I really liked him, but I liked how he and Sanji clashed as well. And
Him and that other guy.
Yeah.
No, there was three of them that clashed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's true. Chore boy.
I like how they started out with them. Oh, hey, we're here to steal your stuff. Don't mess up the kitchen. All right, let's cook.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes.
Yeah, I really do like that. And then all of a sudden they're eating and everything. And then, what was his name? The demon guy from Don Craig.
Gin.
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 Gin comes in. He's like, I want some food. And the guy's like, well, do you have money to pay for this food? And he pulls out a gun. And he's like, I got this. Just completely gets mollywopped after that.
Correct. And he's
Gets
like,
thrown
please,
around.
I don't have any money. I'm literally gonna starve.
Literally.
And then Sanji's like, man, fine, I bet. And then that's when Luffy's just kind of like, ooh.
Literally. Sanji whips up the best freaking fried rice ever known to mankind.
Join my
And
crew.
the dude just eats, and then Luffy hangs over and he's like, hey, you seem strong. Why don't you join my crew? I need to cook.
I refuse.
I refuse. No.
You know, it's kind of like that one girl that, you know, you've asked out like 4 times and then she refuses you. And then on the 5th time she finally says yes, and then you guys, if like 15 years later, are getting married. You know, it's kind of like that one instance with Luffy, and I feel like that's how it is with all the crew. They all say
Yeah.
no. He's like, it's like, join my crew. No. Don't care. Join my crew.
Don't care.
Literally, don't care. Join my crew.
Yeah, and then there's the entire Don Krieg battle, which I think is
That
really
was
nice.
Goofy. I really didn't like that fight.
Yeah,
Goofy.
It was a bit goofy. I think it was nice to establish, like, a presence of Mihawk, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
it
real.
really was.
When they're trying to take over the Baratier, and all of a sudden Mihawk on a tiny boat just starts pulling up, and they all get fucking PTSD.
Cuts the entire boat in half,
just
bro.
slaying the boat just because they woke him up from a nap. Literally, because Mihawk was sleeping and they woke him up, and there you go.
Exactly.
There you go. And then Zoro was basically fangirling at the same time. Oh my god, what a great swordman! What a great swordsman! Literally, bro was about to collapse. Which brings me on to like the turning point for Zoro was when the Mihawk fight happened. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen, what were your thoughts on Mihawk versus Zoro?
That's when I gained that's when I became a Zoro fan. After that fight,
Preach, brother, preach!
and dude, yes, I know Zoro knew completely he was going in losing, but he wanted to go out with Mihawk going all out.
Preach to the gospel! Preach the word.
And dude, at the end of that, when he's after he was cut on the chest and he's on the ground and he puts the only sword he has, which ends up being
the Waluigi emoji.
Yeah, and he's putting it up to the sky and telling Luffy, I'm not gonna lose again. That just...
Literally, Mans is on a boat, dying, holding his swords up, basically declaring, he's like, you need no less than the world's greatest swordsman on your crew. And he's like, Luffy, I will never lose again. Ever! Is that okay with you? Kill the pirates! And then, Luffy was just like, I bet, fam.
Yeah, for sure.
He literally said, on gang? For sure.
Real.
Yeah,
But yeah. Kasey, what were your thoughts? You Sanji simp.
Oh, you're calling me the Sanji fan now. Ugh.
Yeah, you said Sanji was.
You want me to be completely dead honest with you?
Yes.
Zoro stole the entire arc of Baratier. That was
Literally.
That was such a good fight.
Godly, bro. Godly.
No, stopping him with even just like basically a needle of a knife. It was so gas. It was so
Bro,
good.
kind of like to go off your point, Ethan. You know, Zoro being kind of like, you know, there's even a point where when they're fighting, he's like, there's no way I'm this far from the world's greatest, strongest.
Yeah,
he's literally thinking in his mind like, holy crap, I'm about to lose. And then the scene where the swords break, Wado's the only thing he's got. And he turns around and Mihawk's like, why do you want to die? You're so young. And dude's like, cause I'm here to climb my ambition. And he's like, why do you turn around? And then he's like, cause scars on the back are a swordsman's shame.
That was so good.
And he's like, that's when like Mihawk was like, all right, I give you respect, fam. Takes out the big ol' sword, right across the chest.
Find me, Zoro.
Literally,
Yeah.
he's like, don't worry, I didn't kill him. He's like, and then that's when he says, he's like, find me, Zoro, grow strong, and come after me one day. And
Become the strongest swordsman.
Yeah.
Also, Loki, underrated characters, Johnny and Yosaku.
Oh yeah, the brothers.
Oh,
the
dude.
Anakis of Zoro. The Anakis. I wish we get to see them more, but kind of.
They were meant to be those side characters.
Yeah,
they were meant to be the
fine with
throwaways.
that.
I just kind of wish like we get more of them, or like when they're doing like, there's points in the episodes or like during arcs where in between, newspapers come out of like urgent news, and like you know how, what's it called? Zeph reads about Sanji. What's it called? Nami's sister reads about Nami. Shanks reads about Luffy. I wish the brothers read about Zoro.
Yeah.
And no one reads about Zoro besides the sensei, but I think the sensei ends up dying halfway through the
At
anime.
some point, yeah.
Yeah, so really no one remembers Zoro.
I think that was pretty early on.
Yeah, no one really remembers Zoro, pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah.
They will, though.
They will one
know
day.
his name as the world's greatest swordsman.
Yeah. And then, after all that, there's the entire Gin fight as well. I feel like the Gin fight with Sanji was what made me like Sanji's fighting style. And kinda, I liked that better than the Don Creek
Mr.
fight.
Feet Finder.
Yeah. I liked the Gin fight better than...
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then when he's like, he gave me food! You're disobeying orders! Yes, I am! He gave me food!
Doesn't he actually give Don Craig food too?
He does, yeah.
He gives Don Craig food too, and then Don Craig's like, thanks for the food. BAM!
We destroyed it anyway!
Wasn't it the head chef or Red Leg that...
Red Leg Zeph?
Yeah, Red Leg Zeph. It was him that...
food? No. It was Sanji.
It was, I think it was Sanji
You're
that made the
right.
food.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
If Sanji didn't make the food... Oh, no, it was Sanji that made the food for them.
Yeah, Sanji made the food for them.
Yeah.
Because that's when, after that, Gin asks Sanji to make food for his crew, and then Sanji's like, we're starving, we just came from the Grand
Oh, yeah,
Line."
that's when he brings it in.
Yeah.
And then that's when he brings them like a big old bag of food.
Yeah. Mihawk.
And that's when Mihawk comes and basically wrecks my boy, and my boy declares he will become strongest for the King of the Pirates.
Indeed.
And then, which leads us on
Arlong,
To
right?
the end of Baradier.
to the end of Baradier, when the very emotional scene. Casey, I know you're itching to talk about it, so I'll give you the talking stick.
Oh, thank you. Oh my god, I love that scene so much. I don't know where it hit me in my soul, but just something about it just connected with me at like a cellular level. Like it was so emotional because Sanji's like, I'll never forget you guys, and especially I think it was how they broke off with yeah, like those two arguing beforehand, and it's just like, yeah, well, okay, maybe I will, and then like Zeph's finally like, he's actually gonna go find the All Blue. He's actually gonna go pursue his dream. Carry it on.
It's cool because I think Zeph only called him like you little or like you little brat the whole way through, and then literally when he leaves, he's like Sanji, and then that's when he's like, don't catch a cold. And literally that's when, there's Zeph! And he bows and he's like thanking him for saving his life and thanking him for bringing him on to like the the thing.
Yeah, it's like found family, like
Literally.
literally his child, like an adoptive child. And then, well, obviously in the middle of it, Usopp and Zoro figure out that Nami stole the ship.
Yes, and that she's kind of running away.
And the only one who had faith in Nami was Luffy.
Zoro didn't trust her at all. Zoro was like, nah fam, we shouldn't take her on. But Luffy was like, navigator.
That's something that I think the live action was a little bit better at, because they made Nami and Zoro like share drinks together and then finally like become friends, which is why Zoro was backing Luffy when they went to chase Nami. And I think that bit was
Nami.
That bit was good.
Brings us on to one of the best arcs, my favorite arc in East Blue Saga, Arlong Park.
Arlong Park, the Arlong Pirates.
Literally, my favorite
Goofy
arc,
designs though.
bro. My favorite arc. So you finally get like the original trio, or the original like 5 pretty much, and you know it's like their first actual challenge. You know, you get a fishman that hates humans. You learn why he hates humans later on. So at first you're just thinking, oh, he's just a villain. You know, he's a basically literally like kind of like a white supremacist of the One Piece.
Yeah.
But you literally later on learn why he becomes like that, why he hates humans, and I really think that's like the turning point for fishmen, because a lot of people at that point didn't really like the fishmen because that was our only knowledge of fishmen.
Yeah, that would
and we
make
learned
sense.
about the whole celestial dragons and what they did and everything, and the whole humans and everything, and boom, you know, you see why people like they hate us, you hate the humans. But one of the best arcs in my opinion, when Luffy learns about how Nami becomes a pirate and why she steals and everything. And when she's stabbing her tattoo, Arlong,
oh, dude,
Arlong, over and over again.
Oh, I loved her backstory though, with Bellemere.
With Bellemere and then her sister.
that made me tear up.
Oh yeah.
That I hate it. I didn't expect that at all. I knew the mom was gonna die, but I didn't expect to just
Arlong to shoot
pure
her.
silence.
Yeah.
Just.
She was she was the best sniper too of the Navy. Well, considered the best sniper of the Navy.
Yeah. And what was Nami's sister's name again?
I don't remember. I really don't.
All right, let's correct this. But
We're searching. Breaking news: Sanji is searching Nami's sister's name for.
Sister.
But yeah. Anyways, so yeah.
Nojiko.
Nojiko? That's her name?
Nojiko?
Yeah.
Nojiko?
I think Nojiko was such a great, like, I want to say, like, transition into the backstory and why Nami's part of the Arlong Pirates.
Yeah.
Everything in the Tangerine Fields.
The whole tangerines and everything. And why every ship that they own have a tangerine tree on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, guys, the Going Merry and the Thousand Sunny has a tangerine tree on it for Nami. So yeah, I really like that whole backstory. You know, where she ends up getting shot, and she goes, or Bellamere ends up getting shot, and Nami kind of goes up to Arlong and was like, "What do I gotta do for you to free my people?" And he's like, "Well, if you pay me this amount of much, I'll leave it."
It was 100 million, right?
It was like something like that. And then Arlong and the Navy team up, and they're like, "Let's just take it." Nah, fam, you ain't getting free today. And they just take it. And Nami, when she comes back, she's all like depressed and goes to Arlong and tries to beat up Arlong, but Arlong ends up beating her and like.
Well, obviously.
Ends up like, oh, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
She's a child. And then ends up like becoming like a slave almost and having to navigate for them and draw maps. And I really feel like, what's it called? I really feel like that whole scene where she's stabbing herself in the arm, that was just pure frustration, pure hatred. And why we truly see why she hates pirates. She doesn't just hate pirates because of the generic, oh, they're bad. She hates pirates because she has a reason.
Yeah, she has the reason with Arlong.
Yeah, and Luffy just grabs her arm, and she's like, "Get out of here. You don't know anything. Get out of here. I told you to leave. Leave me alone." And he's like, "I know."
Yeah, I don't need your help.
Yeah, he's like, "I know." And he just stands there, and all of a sudden she just grabs her mouth, and she's like, "Luffy."
And not just that, when Luffy hands her,
well, that's after this.
That's right.
She's like, "Luffy, help me," and that's when he puts the hat on her. And then he walks up, he's like, "Of course I will."
And then
That
Nami,
scene
and that's
was so
when
hard.
we get the best oast of all time. Bum 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 bum. And bro, oh my god, just the best oast of
That
all time.
scene went
And when
crazy.
when he's like, "Guys, let's go," and everyone's like, "Yes."
they're all ready.
And freaking Zoro posted up with his sword.
We will protect you,
smoking the
Nami.
ciggy, and then Usopp just crisscross applesauce, ready to go with the goggles on, just ready to go. And then the brothers too. They're telling the people of the village like, "No, we're waiting for certain men. Like you can't come in." They're like, "Let us in, let us in." He's like, "No."
I think something that also characterized the village was the pinwheel man, Mr. Gendo.
Oh yeah,
Pinwheel.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot.
I liked
he
his
was a
character.
surprisingly good,
Yeah.
like, small character.
And once, but anyways, what did you want to say?
No, I was gonna just add on to the brothers. The whole gate scene, that gave me chills because they're
Oh
all
yeah, when they're all beaten up and they're
Yeah.
just sitting there, and then they're just like, "We're waiting for someone." They don't even sound hurt. They're just like, "We're waiting for someone."
don't come in.
And I like how they're like, "If we can't take him down, you guys for sure can't take him down."
The piece that really made me like the brothers was when Zoro was fighting, though, and they gave him both of their swords.
Oh yeah, when he's fighting Hachi.
Yeah.
When he's fighting Hachi. By the way, love Hachi. I've always loved him, even in that whole Arlong Park. Loved Hachi. Hachi the goat.
Fair enough.
Dude, he was a fun character.
Mr. Tentacle Man. Love him.
Oh, and the big moo. The big cow.
Dude, the big moo!
Oh, I
King.
love
Moo.
that Sea King. What was his name?
I don't remember.
I do remember him
Remember
being
the-
moo.
We're just gonna
Looking
call
at
him-
Sanji
we're gonna call
being
him
like,
Moo. We're gonna call him Moo. But yeah, and another favorite scene of mine was when they're fighting, and then Arlong has Zoro by the neck, and he just rips off the bandages, and it's still fresh.
Oh.
And Zoro's just bleeding out, and he's reading like Arlong gets all scared. He's like, what? He's like, how is he even alive with this scar? And then he's just like, I gotta kill this man, or else I'm in trouble. And then freaking, who was it that saved him?
I think it was Sanji.
Was it Sanji? Yeah.
It was, huh? Yeah.
The one time, guys, where Sanji saved Zoro. Yes, we get it.
You're welcome.
We get it. No need to brag. But yes, very good. And that whole fight with Luffy and everything. The Gum axe.
That
She's
did go
the-
crazy. I like how he broke just the entirety of like his temple as well.
The whole park, yeah.
Yeah,
and
the
then,
entire
and then
park.
I love how like all the maps and everything just fly off. And like they all go by Nami.
Yeah. He's like, oh, hold on, let me grab this. Grabs the
Yeah.
Grand Line map. Then, poof.
Yeah, it was freaking sick. Very sick.
And honestly, one of my favorite fights from that was Usopp's fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very. Usopp's a very smart fighter, man. Very smart fighter. When
He
he
is.
uses ketchup to freaking act like he died,
That was.
and it comes back, bro, that was straight gas.
But alcohol can light on fire.
Literally.
Nothing can stand in the way of the great Captain Usopp.
Those of 8,000 men! Bro, just gas.
I have defeated yet another enemy,
God
and
Usopp.
nobody's here to see. They'll believe me.
God Usopp.
God Usopp.
God Usopp. He's a god.
And then Luffy in the beginning. I can't navigate. I can't cook. I can't fight with swords. And I definitely can't lie. And then Usopp's just say like, hey, they're not bad.
Usopp's like, I'm not just a liar, bro. I'm a sniper.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm a sniper, fam.
Captain Usopp.
Yeah, literally Captain Usopp. But yeah, that was pretty much.
That's pretty much East
Pretty
Blue.
much East Blue, and then my favorite scene is when they're all going on the red line and they all put their feet on that barrel, saying what they want to do.
Yeah.
Sanji,
That goes.
I'm gonna find the all blue. Nami, I'm gonna become the world's greatest navigator. And then Zoro, the world's greatest swordsman. And then Luffy, king of the pirates. Usopp, the brave warrior of the sea. And they're just all there sharing laughs as they're about to enter the next stage of their journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that scene specifically was very powerful and really established.
Really established
Where
like
One
the
Piece is gonna go.
crew.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
Yeah.
really established like we're a crew now. We're basically friends. You
Establish the crew, their goals, and pretty much
One Piece.
all you need to know.
Literally.
about
One
the crew.
Piece. It's
know?
One
East
Piece.
Blue was like the great establishment for One Piece.
Mhm.
Boom, and
All right.
there you go. And all uphill from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Great arcs, everything. We meet best emergency food.
Yeah.
Homeboy Chopper.
And then we meet Miss Hands.
And yeah, of course, Miss Hands, Mommy Robin,
Super.
and then we meet Super, and yeah.
Yo.
But that's for another episode for another day.
Mhm.
But yeah, guys,
Yeah.
I think this pretty much wraps up these Blue Saga. I want to know your guys' favorite character, favorite scene of the character, and what would you rate the East Blue Saga? So going with Ethan.
I would, just going off the rating first, for an introduction,
Mhm.
I'd give it a solid 9.5, dude.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
it's the perfect introduction you need to establish characters, and
Respectable.
it establishes not just their dreams and goals, but who they are and who they are as a person, and how this oddball misfit of a crew gets along somehow.
Facts.
And that's pretty much what is continuing my
Now-
journey with One Piece.
And who's your favorite character?
My favorite character out of them all, I would
well,
say,
out of the first 5.
yeah, I know, out of the
Okay,
first
cool.
5. That's what I mean. Yeah, would be it's between Usopp and Nami,
Okay.
because Usopp's
Nami.
development hit me a little bit more in the beginning when we were introduced to him, because I like the symbolism where he's telling daily lies, but when it comes down to it, it hit when it's the boy who cried wolf. You can tell us a lie so many times until it's too late, and it's
And your favorite scene of either Usopp or Nami?
for Usopp. It would be the fight at Arlong.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite Usopp scene. Then for
Goofy Kiss Fish Man.
yeah, literally, dude.
All
Then
right.
with Nami, it's
Mhm.
her running away with everyone's wallets.
Literally real.
Gas.
Steals the ship.
I completely forgot about that part. That was really funny.
And then just the whole town just, damn,
Yeah.
we're gonna miss you, Nami.
Yeah.
Everybody's angry at first, and they're like, "Oh,
That's our girl.
oh."
That's our girl. But yeah, all right. Thanks for your very awesome opinion. All right, guys. Here comes Mr. Film Major, harsh critic.
Wow!
Harsh critic.
Again, the harsh critic. You want to know what the
Here
harsh
we
critic's
are.
rating is
Here
for the
we are.
beginning?
Joel, he's
Let's
perfect.
Hear it. Let's hear
You
it.
want to know what the harsh critic's rating for the
Yes,
beginning is?
yes, I
The
do.
exact same thing as Ethan's.
Oh!
I was gonna give it a 9.5. The only reason it doesn't get that other 0.5 is because of some of the length.
That's respectable.
Yeah, and
That's
it's because of
what
some of the
Saga-
pacing. Other than that, all of the characters were introduced phenomenally.
Mhm.
The introductory fights were great. Like, there was a reason I got hooked pretty damn quick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your character? Favorite character?
Wow, this is hard. It's the damn cook.
Okay. I mean, whatever. Sure. Whatever.
Boom. Zoro fan.
What's your favorite scene of Mr. Curly Brows?
It's the scene where he's finally leaving the ship.
Okay. Very,
Yeah.
very basic. Very basic choice.
Of course.
But,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. But basic doesn't mean it's bad.
Basic. Anyways. Okay. Alright. Let's see. My favorite character, obviously the greatest crewmate of all time, the right-hand man, Roanoke Zoro. Just great. Favorite scene, pretty much obvious. The whole fight scene with Mihawk, and when he declared his declaration to Luffy of being the strongest swordsman, that was just phenomenal. I think that was like the first time we ever seen Zoro cry too.
Yeah.
I mean, we see Zoro
That's a good
cry.
point.
Yeah, so very cool. Very shows a lot of emotion. What else? Rating. You guys. I mean, in terms of because I know what One Piece can be. I mean, I'm very far from you guys.
Yeah.
So, but as an introduction and everything, I'd give it a solid 8. A solid 8. I feel like it really did a well job of introducing the characters. However, I really feel like they could have given more backstory on certain villains.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's a good
certain
point,
villains.
yeah.
Like, we don't know really the lore behind Captain Kuro and why he became a pirate. Buggy, we get some Buggy. They did well with Buggy. I have no
Yeah,
complaints
Buggy
with
was fine.
They didn't really do much with what's it called, with Don Craig. They didn't do much with Mihawk until later on, and then Arlong did somewhat of a job, but not as, like I said, you'll learn later on more personally about Arlong. But yeah, alright guys, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We covered most of East Blue Saga. I just realized we did forget Logtown, but it's okay.
That I feel like that's the beginning of Grand Line though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
is it really? Is it after the Grand, like when they cross over?
I feel like
That's when we
it's-
meet Smoker and all that.
Smoker and everything.
That's right. You
is
guys are
like-
right. Yeah, that's the first island they go to.
That's right before they cross the Grand Line because that's where
No, that's when.
That's where-
That's when they cross the red line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The red
yeah,
line.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's when they cross the red line. But yeah. Well, all right, guys. That concludes today's episode. Once again, I'm Joel.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Kasey. You guys know where to find me. Probably all linked.
Mr. Keshikola over there. You can find me on Instagram, joel.frampton257, like Peter Frampton too.
I'll just be running our Instagram, the Averag3 podcast Instagram.
And the last E is a 3. It's not average and 3. It's Average3. If that makes sense. There's no E. At the end.
Averag3.
Yeah, Averag3.
Averag3.
There you go. Averag3 podcast. But yeah. Alright, guys. Sayonara!
Sayonara! Namishwa!